Okay, welcome everyone to our X39 stem cell activation patch review and testimonials.
Recently,
Especially, I want to welcome those of you who are checking us out for the first time.
Do stem cell injections. Find out about these patches.
I'm going to mute everyone who is making a little noise there. Hold on. And so we know that if you're invited here for the first time, that somebody really cares about you because they want you to have a better quality of life and possibly even more abundance. And in our next 30 minutes together, you're going to hear some remarkable testimonials from two wonderful women who have been using the X39 and what their results have been. And then you're going to hear an overview about the patch, how the science works, and how you can get involved by purchasing the product and perhaps even joining our distributor team. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to say one thing, a little bit about our amazing founder, CEO, and inventor, David Schmidt. He is a visionary. And he saw the future of regenerative medicine over 10 years ago. And he set out to discover how to capture the science of stem cells using his signature delivery of energetic patches. He spent millions of dollars, and just 2 years ago, he launched this first ever patented technology. And you're going to hear more about it in a few minutes. But right now, I'm going to introduce our first guest. And she's somebody I met recently. She actually lives in Atlanta. She is a certified business acceleration coach, and she works with health professionals, nutritionists, fitness, and alternative medicine people to help them get more visibility online. And she's also the host of a very popular online internet show called Health, Wisdom, and Wealth, of which I happened to be a guest not too long ago and had a very fun experience sharing about stem cells on her program. She's also very athletic and a former amateur bodybuilder. So I'd like to welcome Lynn onto the call, if you can unmute yourself and tell us, kind of give us what was going on with you before you found out about X39 and what's happened to you since.
Well, first of all, thank you, Beamy. Thank you for inviting me to share my testimony. The X39 patch has really been an amazing addition to my life. And I'll tell you, it started in my 20s. I'm now in my mid 60s when I was a professional fitness instructor. So I've been in the health industry for all of my adult life because I am a former athlete. I've run marathons. I've done 100-mile bike rides. I've taught fitness classes for almost 20 years. And part of that time I spent kickboxing, which was my favorite, but I spent it training with Billy Blanks, who some of you may know. But therein lies the fact that there was a lot of trauma and stress to my body. And I thought I was taking care of myself. And in 2009, I had a knee injury. I tore my ACL in my right knee. And it was the kind of a tear that the doctor said he does not usually see because it was gone. And I was like, well, wait a second, doc, how's it gone? It didn't jump out of my knee, right? So he's like, a little piece is over here and a little piece is over there. And then he starts talking about, well, what's your plans for the future? And I was like, well, I ride a bike, this athletic person. And he's like, well, you've got two options: to take a piece of a cadaver or an animal and put it in your knee, or you can do without your ACL and you'll have trouble walking. All you'll be able to do is walk. You won't have that athletic side of yourself. And I was like, well, I guess that's a no-brainer. I'm going to have the surgery. And I did not fare well. I reacted to the anesthesia because I don't take medications. I'm not one that is thrilled about taking an aspirin. I take my vitamins and I eat right. And I eat better now that I've learned about using food as medicine. And it has helped me an awful lot. I've given up meat and sugar and, all of the things that we grew up thinking were okay for us to eat until something happens and you start looking at, well, what am I eating? And then, on this journey, I heard about stem cell therapy. And I have researched stem cell therapy for going on 3 years now. So back up 2.5 years ago, I had a major fall. I broke my wrist in 3 places. I now have a plate and 9 screws in my wrist. But as you can see, I've got really good mobility and everything. And I had that, but I attributed it to my athleticism, even though it was a lot limited, which is the reason I fell. And then I attributed it to my eating regimen. Until one day, not too long ago, maybe about 1.5 months ago or 2 months ago, I met this woman named Beanie Case. And she said, I want to introduce you to something that, I'd just like for you to take a look at the information. And she starts talking about stem cell therapy and non-invasive. And you talk about somebody whose ears perked up, because that was my reasoning for not looking further into stem cell therapy. I did not want anything that was invasive. I did not want anything that was, overly expensive and that had a limited time frame for which it was going to assist me. And so looking at the X39 patch, I was sold after reading the information. Beanie was kind enough to give me a few samples, and I had an immediate response. I was surprised. I got diagnosed at about 26 with early rheumatoid arthritis, and at my age now it's like full blown, or it was. And the patch has really assisted me in walking stairs, in doing a lot of things that I was doing that I just said in the back of my mind, I'm going to have the pain. It's okay. And when I started swelling, I know the things to do to reduce the swelling from the standpoint of what I eat and what I drink. But the stem cell patch actually has given me a whole new lease on quite a few things. And after learning more about it and understanding that it works on things that we may not even know are off kilter, they may not be serious problems, but they are things that the healing can address, I was even more excited. So I am here to tell you today that the X39 patch is something that I look forward to having in my life for the next 40, 50 years, however long I have. And with that, having the highest quality of life, because it is working so well for me now, I know that it's going to be working very well for me in the future. And with my health background, it's something that I'm looking forward to introducing to more of the health practitioners that I'm working with. And I love it when doctors are those who help to educate people about what it is that they can benefit from. And I happen to be blessed to hear David Schmidt on an interview, and I was even more convinced then that this is not only a tool that I want in my life, but it's something that I want to tell others about, and it's a company that I can get behind. Because of course I've been introduced to every lotion, potion, and thing out there practically. And I told Beanie, I was like, even on the show, I don't do the big hype of things that, I introduce on the show, and that I help people to get educated about what it is I bring to the show. But on the show that I had Beamy on, I actually had to tell my audience that even after just a few weeks of the X39 patch, the difference that it had made for me already. So with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Beamy. Thanks again.
Okay, that I love your testimony, especially because you're so knowledgeable. And I just wanted to ask you, I know that, your energy level has changed, being able to go out and walking with your dog. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because even though you're kind of high energy, there was a level of fatigue going on.
There was. My dog used to come and get me. You've probably seen on the commercials that the dog brings you their leash. My dog was very similar to that. Hero's a little terrier. And he would, come and tap me with his paws, like, can we go now? And then walking, we would walk a mile or so, but it was painful. And then I felt good after getting through the walk, but then I would have the stiffness and swelling even after that. But with the X39, I am ready to go. I'm telling him, come on, let's go. And when we get back, I don't have the same reaction afterwards. It's just been an amazing experience for me.
That's great. So let me just kind of go over and make sure that we have everything, that you're able to walk up and down the stairs with no pain.
With no pain. Not only did my knees crackle, it was painful. I would go very slowly down the stairs as well as up the stairs. And now I can go up the stairs like this. And that's been a long time since that was able to happen for me. And it's because of the X39 patch.
That's great. You covered everything, and we'll check back with you to follow your progress. I'm so happy that, rheumatoid arthritis is not an easy condition to deal with and to relieve the pain and ache. So I'm so happy that you're getting relief like that.
Thank you. Thank you
very much.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to our next guest. And this is someone new onto the patch as well. She's only been on it, I think, 14 days. Her name is Cheryl Ross Stevens, and she is a licensed cosmetologist for over 28 years. And she is also an administrative coordinator for 8 states. And she teaches and trains and tests people to become cosmetologists, to become a barber, to become an esthetician, to nail techs and electrolysis. So she knows a lot about the beauty side of life, but she's also had quite some challenges. So I want to welcome you on and tell us what was happening before you got on the patch, how you found it, and what's happening now.
Okay. Thank you, Beamy. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about the X39. Being a cosmetologist, I jumped in with both feet. I worked 12, 14-hour days, and a lot of them, and got my career going. I had some issues. I've had some issues. I have an artificial disc in my neck. I have 8 inches of double rods in my lower back. I have knees that have been needed to be replaced since I was 48, and I'm 62. So it's been a while, and I said no. I'm a big person about any kind of alternative medicine, so I wouldn't do it. My pain any day of the week could go from a 5 to a 9 out of a 1 to 10. So lots of pain. And I just thought, okay, I'll live with it. I tried lots of things. I tried massage, reflexology, physical therapy, structural integration, essential oils, you name it, and always got a little bit of relief here and there. So I'm a big researcher. I researched everything. So how I found the X39 was I listened to Prime Minister and I saw it on his program. And I was really interested because I researched stem cell as well. And I thought, man, this sounds like it is it. But I wasn't sold because I had to research the company. I had to research what they did with the stem cell. So I went in deep and I researched the whole company. I researched the professionals in there, the scientists, the doctors, the solvency of the company, and found out it was unbelievable. That really, really pushed me to go ahead and try them. And I just didn't feel I had anything to lose. So this is day 15. The first day I put one on was I had just flown and orbited in an airport for 12 solid hours on a Friday, got home, threw stuff from a big suitcase to a little suitcase, threw exam stuff together, jumped in my car at 7 a.m., drove 8 hours, set up for exams, got everything done normally. And I had ladies with me. Normally, when I get out of the car after 8 hours, I can barely walk. And I got out, grabbed suitcases, went in the school. And normally I say, all right, ladies, I'm done. So you all get to move the desks, the chairs. I'm going to hang up the signs because that's all I can do. Well, I grabbed the suitcases, went in, started moving desks, chairs. And one of the girls said, pardon my French, what the hell are you on? And I started laughing. I said, I'm not on anything. And she said, we've never seen you like this. And she travels with me a lot and works with me a lot in this. And I said, I'll tell you guys about it at dinner tonight. So I said, let's set up and go to dinner. So I did tell them a little bit about it. But my improvements were almost immediate. Again, the energy, no pain. It was unbelievable. Normally I flinch. I grit my teeth, everything else to get out of a car after traveling that long or anywhere traveling that long. And I just smiled, got out, as happy as a clam. I just felt so good. My flexibility has improved. My mobility has improved. I'm a little bit like Lynn. I used to say I was the 2-foot one stepper, which means that each step I went down or up was one foot on it, the other foot on it. One foot on it, the other foot on it. That's how I went down and up. And the first time I didn't think about it. I was in a hurry and I ran down the stairs, 1 foot, one step. And I got to the bottom and I went, what was that? How did that happen? And I was just amazed. And every time something happens, it's just amazing to me. One of the things I forgot to mention when Beamy and I were talking is because of having the bad knees, and especially my right one's horrible, I had neuropathy in my feet. And when I was out in Kentucky, where I flew back from those 12 hours, my daughter put on a pair of sandals and they have squiggly things on the soles and little pretty decorations on the top. And she said, Mother, how do you wear these? It feels like something's crawling on the top and bottom of my feet. I've worn them for 3 years. I never felt it. And one day, the Thursday after I came back from doing the exams, I was working and I kept kicking my foot because something was crawling on the top of them. It was bizarre. And I thought for the first time, I stopped literally and just looked in my mirror at my client, who was also one of my good friends. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, I can feel my sandals and my feet for the first time in 5 years. I had not had any feeling. I can feel my sheets. I can feel everything. It's amazing. I didn't even know I had feet for 5 years. I just thought they were these big things on the bottom of my legs. So I've also had a lot of the discoloration from dark spots in my skin is fading. One big one here on my face is fading dramatically. So I'm amazed. I'm amazed, and I'm so incredibly happy. I know I have a great life to look forward to now. So that's kind of my story.
Wow, that's incredible. So many.
It is.
With you ladies, so many results. It's so diverse. And I wanted to just quickly get in, if we can, talk about your best friend, Cheryl. If you
okay. Very, very quickly, because I talk fast anyway. My best friend, Carol, has 3 autoimmune diseases. arthritis, just lots of things going on. She had a really bad time in the past about 5 weeks. She came in to get her hair done. I hadn't seen her for a few weeks. We talk on the phone quite often. Hadn't seen her. She came in to get her hair done. She could not hardly walk. She sat in my styling chair when we got ready to go to the sink. I had to help her up. Sorry, took her to the sink, washed her hair out, and I had to help her up again. And the only thought that, sorry guys, that went through my head is I'm going to lose my best friend. I'd never seen her like that. And so I started telling her about the patches, and she was game. So I gave her one the next day. She told me that she had barely moved off the sofa, that she was maybe getting in 900 steps a day. And it was from the sofa to the bathroom, to the kitchen, whatever. After having them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, she called me. She said, guess what? And a totally different woman. And I said, what? She goes, I did 12,000 steps today, up and down stairs. I did laundry. I cleaned my house. I cooked. And last night I slept. She goes, I put my iWatch on. And she said, I saw what I was doing. She goes, I slept 8.56 hours at 87% REM sleep. This was a woman who would wake up 5, 6, 7, 8 times a night and not go back to sleep hardly. So praise God. I'm sorry. It was like, praise God. And I have my best friend back, and her sister even texted me and said, thank you for saving my sister's life. I didn't think we'd have her in 2 weeks. And she's doing amazing.
Wow. It's incredible. It's miraculous.
It is.
And and I just want you to mention the way that she's able to measure those steps and her sleep is because she's wearing that watch.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. That's always on her wrist, boy. She's looking at that and she knows. So it's been amazing. Amazing.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Cheryl.
Thank you.
These just incredible to hear these results, folks. And we'll have you back because you're only 2 weeks on the path and you're having these results. So we can only imagine what's going to happen as the months go on. So thank both of you very, very much.
Thank you.
And so everyone, you must be wondering, how does this X39 patch produce so many diverse results? Well, this is what it looks like. It's wafer thin. It's non-transdermal, it's non-invasive, and there's no ingredients. So how does it work? Well, there is a blend of nano organic crystals that are embedded in the patch. And what happens is when you put it on your skin, it traps the infrared light that naturally is emitted from the skin, and it sends that back, a spectrum of that light back into the body. And what happens is there is a GHK copper peptide in the body that gets elevated. And when that gets elevated, it has many functions. It's called a master signaling peptide. And you can Google it. It has so much information about it. And even being in alternative healthcare, as I have been for 40 years, I had never heard of it. But some of the things that it does right away is that it begins to set over 4,000 genes. It also repairs our DNA. And most importantly, it activates our body to create pluripotent stem cells. And these are stem cells that are intelligent. They know where to go when there's a dysfunction in the body, and they go right there and they start regenerating and repairing imbalances. Now, this entire process that I just described is called phototherapy or photobiomodulation. And it's similar to, when we go out in the sun and the sun hits our body and it makes vitamin D. Well, that's what happens when we put the patch on and the infrared light from our body hits the patch. And the way that we recommend it is that you wear the patch 12 hours on, usually during the day, because you need to drink a lot of water, and that's when the regeneration is happening. And then you take it off at night as the body repairs. And that is how the system works. It comes in what we call a sleeve, and there's 30 patches that come in that container. Now, I wanted to share something that I found quite interesting when I was doing some research. The New England Journal of Medicine, which is a very prestigious journal, said that the number one indicator of wellness is directly correlated to the number of stem cells in the bloodstream. So we have a solution for helping the body regenerate and repair. And why is this important? Because at the age of 35, we start losing about 50% of our ability to make stem cells. And also the GHK starts to diminish as well. And by age 60, almost all of that productivity is gone. So what do we do? That's why the body is aging. When you're wearing this patch on a day-to-day basis, the body is accumulative and it's regenerating. And another interesting fact is that every day the body goes through a process called apoptosis, where 50 to 70 billion cells slough off or die off. And so the body is replenishing. And when the body replenishes, it now can replenish at a higher level because you're creating these younger stem cells. So how do you get involved? How do you try this product? Well, Lifewave is a 17-year-old company, and it has unparalleled products in that we can take advantage of. But again, the X39 stem cell activation patch is the flagship product. And the company has over 94 patents, and 70 of these patents are in the regenerative science area, because this is David Schmidt's specialty. And the company and his passion is really about helping people feel better, feel younger, and live healthier lives. And the really cool thing about Lifewave is that it really is a biotech company, but David chose the distribution channel of network marketing, which I think was brilliant, because we all get to participate in the revenue and helping to get this product out to the world and helping to heal people. He did not go through the traditional means. And one of the best assets that Lifewave has for us who are distributor partners is that we have no competition. This is no one in the entire world has anything like this product for 20 years. And to give you an idea of the company's growth, because I found this quite fascinating, in 2018, the company was doing a few million a month. And by 2020, we had recorded 18 million a month. And so in 2021, we're on track to close in at around 300,000 in the year, 300 million rather, sorry, 300 million for the year. And the X39 accounts for 60% now of the company's sales. And we have the stability of this company that's been around for a very long time, but we have the excitement of a brand new exclusive product. So think about that. Who do you know who is suffering? Who do you know who would like to get out of pain and have more energy? Lifewave is in over 81 countries. So this is global. You can help people all over the world. And you have a couple different options to get involved. One is you can become a preferred customer where you can save money. It's a very robust plan. You get a discount every month. You get free product every month. And the person who invited you can let you know more about that. The other option is to become a distributor partner where you save money and make money. And we have 5 different product packages which you can get involved with. And again, the person that invited you will tell you more about it. They range from $300 to $1,600. And no matter which option you choose, you're going to get results. And sometimes it takes a few hours, a few days, a month, as you heard from the testimonials today. And sometimes it can take 2 to 3 months or even longer. We never know because the stem cells go to where the body needs repair first. But what we do know is results happen. So I really want to thank all of you for being here today. I want to thank Lynn, and Cheryl for sharing your amazing testimonials. And we do this every day, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. West Coast Pacific, which will happen tomorrow night. So if you have any other questions, please get with the person who invited you. And thank you very much for being here today. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everyone.
Beautiful testimony.
Thank you.